Welcome to the Business Buyer Diaries. My name is Nathan Platter. I'm a full-time employee, and I bought a business. I did everything right, from finding the deal, handling all the due diligence on 63 opportunities, and ultimately bought a profitable gym. And boy, was I in for a big surprise as a new owner. I chronicled everything in real time, including the biggest wins to the stressful nights at 2 a.m. I'm sharing my journey without sugarcoating anything, so you don't make the same mistakes that I did. Here's today's episode. Good evening. So today is the day. Came back from the weekend trip. We wanted to close the studio down in person, and unfortunately we had prior plans that superseded that. And so, okay, go to get my keys. So it's Sunday, and tonight I'm going in and shutting everything down. So the bank is basically going to start coming in and seizing assets and doing court stuff. And I'm not in a spot to allow access for the studio because it's not my property anymore. So heading in, putting up some signs saying, hey, the business is closed. Thank you for your patronage. Here's some alternative locations to go. Then a handful of emails to other people, some to key holders, some to staff, the big email blast to members. And I'll go through my checklist tomorrow because tonight is just get the business done. But there's a big checklist to make sure like everything is, oh shoot, I forgot a box. There's a big checklist to make sure I don't forget anything. And it's going to be sucky. Except I don't want that mindset that it's going to be sucky. It's just going to be very surprising and very quick. No one is expecting this. No one sees this coming. Heck, even on the drive home today, we were getting camera alerts that some instructors are doing training today to prepare for the week ahead. And so the managers and staff, like nobody knows. Only the bank knows that we're behind and the landlord knows that we're behind. So tonight and tomorrow is going to be a blindside to everyone, which is unfortunate. And I don't want that to be the last thought that people have of the studio. But unfortunately, that's what's going to be happening. I'll do my checklist tomorrow because I don't want to get distracted by that on my way there. But tonight was just making sure like I have all the admins and permissions to do what needs to happen. I'll be pausing all the groups and freezing everything so that people don't go toxic and crazy and tagging. I'll be deactivating my Facebook because for whatever reason, people can still tag me. My wife and I tested that, and even though I said only I can tag myself on posts, she could still like create a post that tagged me in particular. And so that was really surprising. So for better or worse, I'll just be putting my Facebook on snooze for a long time. I won't be seeing stuff on there for a while. People could DM me on Instagram, I guess, but unfriended all of the false friendships that I had. And when I say false, I mean like, hey, I saw you once and I said hi at the studio. So I removed all of those. And there's a few remaining of like legitimate friendships that I think are valid beyond the studio. But I just had to speed do it quick. It was like 150 people. I think I have like 30 remaining. And so, yeah, it just feels weird. Like it feels very weird, doing this. I feel like it's, like I'm doing like a surprise attack on my friends. And I remember when I bought the studio, now the guy that sold it to me said he wished he kept like personal and business, that barrier more black and white. And I feel like I blurred that a little bit. He blurred it a ton. And I won't go into, I can't remember if I have or said like how he blurred that, but that was a barrier that people like came over back and forth on. And he did not have that barrier between the two. And so people like could text him about their membership pricing changes and just all sorts of things. And so I feel like I did that a little bit here, but I definitely did not have a black and white barrier. And whenever I see like TV shows where like bosses do nothing with their subordinates or like their employees, it's tough. Like on one side, it's cool to see like, hey, we're going to have like a barbecue and we're going to have like an amicable relationship. And so like there's something of meaning and purpose beyond just the transaction. But then when something like this happens, like it's a lot more painful. And on the flip side, like right now, like years ago, I've worked with someone at a house flipping company, and he did the exact same thing. I woke up, my email didn't work on Monday morning, meeting with an investor. I messaged him after, like, hey, what's going on? Like, I have no clue what's going on. He's like, oh, everyone got laid off. Like, it's just me now. I couldn't keep everyone. And I felt personally betrayed. But at the end of the day, like, it was his business. It was his livelihood. For him, like, he and his family, they had like less than a month of cash left between personal and business, where things got shut down. Like, I don't think they ended up going bankrupt, but they had to do something. And so that was very painful. And it took me like 3 weeks to message him back and to, like, I don't know if he knows this, but like, I told him like that I was unfairly terminated. And like, he owned that really well in hindsight. And so I think it's a little different. He laid everyone off or fired everyone, but the business kept going. In my case, like, the business is imploding, and so everyone is implicitly laid off from that. And so the business is dying before the employment status is, I guess. So for what it's worth, if people think like this is easy, it's not. Folks would say like CEOs make millions and billions of dollars. It's 10 people that do. And not a literal 10, it's a handful of people. And the folks that get there are a very unique breed. And the vast majority of businesses are hanging on by a thread. And it's the folks that are not paying themselves, that are working 2 jobs that they don't even tell you about, that try to keep the doors open. And if you've... This has been another episode of the Business Buyer Diaries. Subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. I hope you're realizing that business ownership is no cakewalk. Check the podcast notes for a link to the DIY Due Diligence Program, the complete list of show sponsors, and for media inquiries. Music written and composed by Wes Schrock. I'm your host, Nathan Platter. Join me again on the next one.